Ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, my name is Reavyne and welcome back to my channel. And welcome back to another Raven's Ramble. Now in today's video we're going to be going over the announcements that we got last night while I was at work, because of course it's while I'm at work, regarding year 4 and what we're going to get there. So this whole year 4 announcement, there are some people who are hyped about it, there are some people who are pissed off about it, and I'm sort of just really disappointed in the whole thing because it's like I've been saying for a very long time on this channel and people have been yelling at me for it, all the competitive guys and stuff, but they've all been saying that I've been just stoking shit and that we're getting the exact same amount of content that we've always gotten. No, we're not, because this year, when it comes to For Honor, I got some notes, but we're only getting 2 brand new heroes this year. So, that's it. When the game first launched, it was 2 a season. Then it was 1 a season, and then it was reworks, and then it was 1, and now we're back to just getting 2 for the entire year. That is terrible. I'm starting off the video by saying that's fucking terrible, and that's not a good thing for this game. That just shows that they're not making enough money to pump out 4 heroes a year, which is really, really bad considering the entirety of the game is heroes versus other heroes. It's like League of Legends, right? So that's not good. That either shows one of 2 things. One, that they're tapering the game off in order to just sunset it and end it, which I've already talked about in the past, or in the background they're working on For Honor 2, so they're diverting all their resources towards that. Now that could also be something that they're doing, but 2 heroes for the whole year, that's not good. But I am going to talk about those 2 heroes and some other stuff as well, but first of all, let's go over this. So they're saying, hey Warriors, we know that you've been waiting patiently to know what's going on in year 4. We're excited to announce today that it's called Year of the Reckoning. So we're going to have Year in the Reckoning, and the thumbnail that I'm going to be using and stuff is basically they're playing chess. Okay, there's 2 people playing chess. They say Year 4, the Year of the Reckoning, is a turning point in For Honor's history. The Great War that has been raging over the past years takes an unexpected turn. The Earth has quieted down, but new leaders arise, and warriors across all factions need to decide what they are really fighting for. Now, I'm going to be saying this right here, right now. I bet any money, and you can bookmark this thing and come back later, okay? One of 2 things is going to happen. One, they're going to do it that these 2 brand new heroes are playable for everyone, so they can just go to any faction, because we have 4 factions, only 2 heroes. That's not going to work. So these characters are either going to be need to play by every single faction, or what they're going to do is they're going to make it that all the current heroes and everything, you have to pick a faction to fight for. So you either go with Guy 1 or Guy 2. And they say right here, the Earth is quieted down, but new leaders arise. That's 2 new heroes for the year. And warriors across all factions need to decide what they are fighting for. What are you fighting for? Which faction? Both factions are going to have different philosophies. They're going to have different reasons for fighting. They're going to have different just ideas on how to go about stuff. So you got to decide what you're fighting for. That guy whose ideas line up with you, or that guy whose ideas line with you. And that's essentially where I think they're going with this. It makes sense from a 2 hero standpoint. Like I said, either everyone's going to be able to play them, or it's going to be a faction thing, and you can still play either one you want, but just like the faction war where you can play, I can set up for Samurai as my faction that I'm with, but I can play Viking characters. So I think it might be, I pick freaking Bob number 2 over here, I'm fighting for him, but if I want to play freaking Jim Jones over there, I can. But then they go on to say 4 unique seasons and 2 new heroes joining the fight. Like year 3, year 4 will have 4 unique seasons, so at least they're keeping the seasons, each with their own theme, rewards, and activities. So that's kind of cool. At least we're getting the 4 unique seasons. I don't know why we're not getting a hero for each one of them. That's shitty, and that shows that the game's not in a good place financially because they don't have the manpower, because they're not being able to pay enough people in order to produce enough content to keep up with it, which means their funding's not there. Either they're not making enough money, or the funding from the higher up devs or whatever, the people who run the thing at Ubisoft, they've basically cut it. And there's no way around that. Less content means it's not doing well. If they were booming and doing lots of fucking sales, then guess what? They would have enough for 2 brand new heroes every season like they did when the game first launched, and they had that massive influx from everyone who joined the game at launch. But they say 2 new faces will arise during the Year of the Reckoning. 1 hero will be released during Year 4, Season 2, and the other will be Year 4, Season 4. Their arrival will coincide with the storyline, as well as events of the year and its seasons. We cannot wait to find out which side you choose. Once again, which side you choose. So it's going to be a side picking thing. You're going to decide which guy you're going to go with. and it's going to line up storyline wise in terms of what they're doing. And of course, you can purchase them upon release, or you can, do the whole steal thing as usual. So that's going to be standard as we have so far. So the good thing about this though is it says they're going to coincide with a storyline, which means they're advancing the storyline. We're going to get more storyline stuff, which is really, really cool. And I think this is their way of dodging the Wu Lin bullet. They can sort of just go with these two guys and have it all work out and mash the Wu Lin in there somewhere, instead of giving them the whole, campaign and adding that onto it. Now, I'm also going to say here, pie in the sky dreams. I hope to fucking God that one of these brand new heroes that rocks up is a Spartan. I know I'm being biased here. I know it's most likely not going to happen. I want my fucking Spartan. Give me my hoplites, or I'm going to crack the shits. But that aside, let's talk about the battle pass. Okay, so the battle pass that everyone's doing now. I want to start this off by saying I have no fucking problem with purchasing something if I'm really enjoying a game. Okay, if it's a microtransaction, if it's something really like sleazy microtransactions like what EA does, fuck that noise. Not touching it with a 10-foot clown pole. I barely pay for microtransactions to begin with. I think the one game that I've spent a shit ton of money on, two actually. One was Elder Scrolls Online. I brought some stuff from that because I really enjoyed that game. Second one was League of Legends. I dropped like 2-3 grand on skins when I used to play that because I really enjoyed that game. Heroes of the Storm as well. And I've also brought every single season pass when it comes to For Honor. All the way since its lifespan. So I have no problem with this whole battle pass things in terms of them implementing a battle pass. Yes, they're a game that needs to make money, and as long as they keep it cosmetic, it's not pay to win, then really it's whatever. As long as they don't start doing what EA does, where they keep it cosmetic, but they purposefully screw the game over in order to push you to make things just really tedious. So they push you towards having to fucking buy it just to make the game bearable. As long as they stay away from that and they keep it just like League of Legends and stuff, here's a skin. You want the skin? Get the skin. If they keep it purely cosmetic, then that's fine. It chucks some extra money towards them for development purposes. And then on the flip side of it, the people who want the cosmetic stuff, get the cosmetic stuff, and it doesn't affect the way the game actually plays. Yes, it's annoying that everyone's introducing a battle pass, but that's just, the industry is just completely fucked right now when it comes to the gaming industry. They're all trying to gouge as much money as possible. And I do miss the days where you used to buy a game, that's the game, and then, there's a few little skins or something here and there, not these battle pass, bullshit that's in everything. But they say the battle pass and the year pass out. So starting with Year 4 Season 1, we'll be introducing a new reward system with the For Honor Battle Pass. In the past, rewards relied solely upon random drops after matches and scavenger crates, which gave little visibility on the items you were able to unlock. That is true. Now you'll have a clear objectives throughout the 100 tiers within the Battle Pass, where you'll be able to unlock items through gameplay. The Battle Pass will be limited to character customization items and consumables, meaning that you do not need to purchase it to have access to the 2 new heroes coming in the year. That is cool that you don't need to purchase it in order to have access to the brand new heroes. But they said right here, you'll be able to purchase the new heroes upon release or with steal. So the brand new heroes are just going to be for a flat price, which depending on what that flat price is, it could end up being better or worse than what we had currently, because right now you buy the pass and it gives you all 4 heroes for the entire year, so it all depends on how much money that's going to be comparative wise. But here we go. The For Honor Battle Pass consists of the free pass and the premium pass. This I don't like, okay? So it's like with a shared progression across the different tiers and resetting with each new season. So it says everyone will have access to the free pass and its rewards. In the free pass, you can unlock items such as ornaments, steel, color swatches, champion status, embossings, and more. That's fine. That's cool. I enjoy that. But you don't need to make a pass for that. Just make that a natural part of the game and the progression system that we have now. You don't need to make a free pass for it in order to then make a premium pass more enticing, because in the premium pass you have access to unique customization rewards such as new signatures, new weapons, so the weapons are going to be in the fucking premium pass, okay, new executions, so new executions will be in the premium pass, and new effects and more. So essentially what they're doing is we're going to give you the shitty things in the free pass and say you only have the free edition right now. If you want the premium pass, which is the really, really good thing, you have to spend more money and then you get the good shit. I don't like that. And of course, both free and premium passes will have rewards for all the heroes. That's completely fine. And they say it was also important for us to make the premium pass an addition to and not a substitute for the existing means of getting content in the game. Thus, we'll be keeping original options for players with new content of the week, sales, and scavenger crates drops at the end of the matches to get customization items. Now, that's interesting because they say here that they're going to basically still have content of the week. But up here it says in order to do the premium pass, you'll get new signatures, weapons, new effects, and all that sort of stuff. Overall, I don't like this whole free pass, premium pass thing. I don't like it because the whole point of the free pass is to put the crappy, you know, filler shit there and then put all the expensive shiny stuff in the premium pass. So people go, oh, well, I want the really cool stuff. I'll have to buy that. And yes, it's a pure business marketing move. They're pushing people into spending money where they weren't spending money before. And like I said at the top, I don't mind a system where you pay for things, okay? If they did it so for 2,000 still, you can unlock an execution, and they just did executions and stuff like League of Legends did skins, you know, just $5 here for this skin, $3 for this skin. It's a legendary skin, $15 or whatever. I'm fine with that because if I want the skin, I'll buy the skin. If I want the execution, I'll just buy the execution. I'll buy some steel and buy the execution. That system I'm fine with. Battle passes and all this pass system bullshit, I don't like. It's convoluted, it's bad, and I just want to say, that looks cool, I'll put some money and buy that thing down. I don't want to be like, that looks cool, I'm going to have to buy this pass system, then I'm going to have to grind out the stuff that I just bought, and then I'm going to have to work my way towards. It's a whole bunch of shit. I like it, I want to buy it. I don't want to fucking spend real world money and then have to work for shit. If it didn't cost me real world money and I could work for shit, I'd be completely fine with that. Next, they talk about the fight. Core experiences with 26 heroes in the current roster and 2 new faces joining the fight in year 4. Balancing remains a top priority for us. It has to, because otherwise your game dies. This includes hero balancing and of course, but also game mode balancing. That's really, really good. And then they say a major step towards strengthening our process of balancing is the introduction of the testing grounds. That's really cool. And for year 4, you can expect this tool to have a big role in how the devs continue to bring changes to the game. The focus of the year remains on increasing character viability, allowing for a wider range in team compositions at a higher level of play, and continue to improve offense to enhance the core gameplay for on a more general level. That's really, really cool. I like that, everything I said there. So essentially, they're looking to just keep balancing going, make everything as many heroes viable as possible, and just do well with it. That's pretty much what they have to do. That's part of their job when it comes to this, and it's what they need to do to keep the game healthy. Next, competitive. The competitive nature of For Honor has been a part of the game ever since the get-go. Yes, but not to the degree that they're talking about. There was no ranked For Honor when the game first launched. The whole competitive scene was basically a clusterfuck back then with exploits and everything else. And yeah, the whole competitive scene of For Honor is just a veiled load of shit, essentially. It's never been a proper thing in the game, even though they're trying to push it really, really hard. But they say one of the main reasons why the competitive scene has continued to grow over the years, it hasn't grown that great. In fact, it's decreased as a whole in terms of the whole game has decreased because they've been focusing too much on the top 1% and not enough on everyone else. But they say it's thanks to you guys who have supported it and grassroots level. Year 3 was the first step in better supporting the tournament competitive scene of For Honor with more visibility on community tournaments, in-game prizes, and yeah, essentially the competitive scene is extremely important to us as it is to you, a small group of people. It helps grow the community, it doesn't, and is ultimately a compass in shaping the experience of the game. This right here is why we have 2 new heroes this year and a bunch of less content, because they're focusing on a competitive For Honor in terms of the top 1% of players, and they're trying to push that shit. That's never going to work, and I don't give a shit how much flack I get from the competitive guys right now on this stuff, okay? They're killing the game. Because the fact of the matter is, if you focus on the top 1% of players and you fucking screw everyone else over in terms of content and all that, why do you think we have no content? It's because the players as a whole aren't spending enough money, which means the developers aren't getting enough money, which means the developers now have gone, shit, we'll cut back how much fucking, you know, content we actually make in terms of heroes, and we're going to focus on the competitive scene because that's small. We can, you know, make content for them and we can tailor the game towards them, and they're going to stay in this game because that's all they have. Their thing is, I'm fucking balls amazing at For Honor. That's their thing. People like me and all the other people, we go, this game isn't fun anymore, there's no content around, I'm just going to bail to a different game. Those guys can't because their entire thing is For Honor competitive. That's their niche. The competitive guys never fucking leave unless they don't get catered to. Then they crack the shits and they go, this game is too easy, and then they suck and fuck off. But it's clear as day what they're doing. They're cutting back on content as a whole for everyone else. And they said right here that they're looking to allow for a range in team compositions at a higher level of play. Every single thing that they're saying in here is we want to focus on that very top % of players, and everyone else can just go fuck themselves. Balance is one thing. Yes, balance for the top players in a game that's healthy. If the game isn't healthy, you need to balance for the majority to keep players around, so that way you can keep as many people in the game playing to buy stuff, to sell stuff to, in order to just keep the thing afloat. Or you can just, cut the chaff and just focus on a small group of players. It's never good from a business standpoint to focus on a small group of players. You want to focus on the majority. And by the very nature of what the best players in the world are, they can never be a majority. Because if it was a majority, then the entire game will be full of fucking, Flukasons and shit. Then they go on to say, more to come. We will expand on all these elements in January as we get closer to the launch of the Year of the Reckoning. We are really excited for what this year has to offer. Lastly, we want to thank you all for making videos and stuff. I've been making videos since beta. Haven't once recognized me. Just saying. Just throwing that out there. They then go on to say whether because play fanfiction, memes, videos, and fan art, we felt inspired for year 4. This is why they'll be working with artists to do a bunch of stuff below. That's all good. Now, one thing as well, they say, and one last little thing, new armors are coming this year. Happy holidays, Warriors, 4 on a dev team. That's really fucking good. We've been waiting for brand new armor for so goddamn long. Oh, wait. We want to clarify new armors are coming this year refers to year 4, the Year of the Reckoning. So we're not getting new armors this year. We're getting new armors next year. So anyone who's been waiting for brand new armor, we've known the new armors coming for a while now, since like halfway through the year. We thought it would at least get it this year. No. It's going to be next year sometime. Who knows when that's going to be. Hopefully it's going to be at the start of the year, within those first 3 months. Hopefully it's not halfway through the year, because we need new armor. Just give us new armor, please. But overall, that's the end of the thread. That's the news that was covered. Those are my thoughts on everything. I think that the game is not doing too well. And it says it right here. The fact that they've scaled down from when the game first launched 2 brand new heroes every season to now 2 heroes in an entire year, that's not a good sign. You can't dispute that. There is no way you can sort of straw man and put all these blocks, because people try and do it. They're like, oh, but this, oh, but that. No. The fact of the matter is they're only doing 2 heroes for the entire year, and we used to have fucking 2 heroes every season. There is no way you can possibly sit here and say that the game's in a healthy state when that's happening. And that coincides with we're focusing heavily on competitive, which is a small number of players up at the very top. And they're also adding in a battle pass in order to try and get extra money and try and get as much money as possible from as many people as possible. And they're also doing a free pass and then a premium pass to try and push people towards that premium pass. And I'm going to get in trouble for saying all this, but at the same time, I don't give a shit. I'm always going to give my honest opinion on stuff, and I'm always going to point out what's directly in front of me, and all this is directly sitting there. But with that stuff aside, I am extremely hyped for the brand new heroes. I still love this game, and I'm going to cover this thing until it dies out or For Honor 2 comes around. But we are still going to get those 2 brand new heroes, which I'm excited to see. I hope we get a Spartan. We're going to be getting a whole bunch of brand new stuff as well in terms of armor next year, new weapons, all that, which I'm hyped for. So it's not an overall negative look. I always point out the negative stuff, and I also point out the positive stuff. I've always done that on this channel, and I've put out way more positive videos about this game than negative videos about this game, even though a bunch of people on Reddit like to bitch and complain that I'm always just trying to tear the game down. It's called constructive criticism because I love the game, and more people need to honestly do that if you want the game to be good. By just sitting there and licking the developers' feet, that's not going to get us anywhere. All it's going to do is reinforce this shit that we're getting, and what we're getting, frankly, isn't good enough. We're paying money for this shit. We've paid money for this shit. They need to keep the par up, or just tell us they're losing money, and that's why they're not able to keep things going the way that it was going before. But that is it, my friends. That is the end of this Ravens Ramble. Don't forget to check out my brand new music channel. I'll leave that down below in the comments section. It's called Raven Heart, and I'll be releasing a bunch of music stuff over there. And don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment down below, because I love hearing and replying to all your comments. I get to as many as I possibly can. There's so many of you motherfuckers now, it's getting kind of hard, but I do in fact try. And please feel free to follow me on my social medias. You can follow me on Twitter at Reavyne Gaming. You can follow me on Instagram at Reavyne, and you can also check out my Patreon if you want to throw me a few bucks there. It is greatly appreciated. And with that said, I love you all, and I shall see you all in the next video. Have a good one, guys.